Coming up on Mountain News at 6, prosecutors dropped a fetal homicide charge against a woman who was charged after police say she aborted her baby. And a West Virginia woman charged with attempted murder appears in court.
And it was another quiet day, but that changes as we go into the weekend. Details coming up.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
A Mingo County, West Virginia woman appeared in court today and is charged with attempted murder in an arson case in Pike County. WYMT's Buddy Forbes was in the courtroom.
28-year-old Angel Hunt appeared before Judge Eddie Coleman in Pike Circuit Court Wednesday.
Angel Hunt was initially charged in district court for criminal attempt to commit murder, arson first degree, assault first, strangulation, and tampering with physical evidence, 2 counts.
The West Virginia woman was arrested in December after investigators with Kentucky State Police say she tied up Nancy Gerals with an extension cord, beat her, and placed her toes inside of a heater before setting fire to Gerals' Freeburn home.
The grand jury returned to arson third degree, and the difference in that is that the grand jury apparently believed that the fire wasn't intentionally started.
During Wednesday's arraignment, representatives with the Pike County Commonwealth's Attorney's Office told the court they believe Gerals is still being hospitalized nearly 1 month after the incident.
She did suffer serious physical injuries, which is one of the elements of assault first degree. She had been strangled, apparently, that's the accusation, stabbed with pieces of glass, and had some burns and stuff on her feet.
And though the community has expressed reservations online about a pregnant woman doing everything that Hunt is charged with, investigators say the evidence and Gerals' testimony are clear.
There's no reason to believe anyone else was involved in this.
Judge Eddie Coleman kept the original $1 million bond in place, and Hunt returned to the Pike County Detention Center pending her next court appearance. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Hunt is expected back in court for a pretrial conference on June 3rd at 4:30 p.m. A Johnson County woman is facing charges after police say they found meth in her vehicle. It happened last Saturday when Paintsville 911 received a call about an SUV pulling into a parking lot of a dollar store on Euclid Avenue. When police came across Megan Needlinger, they said her children had not been properly restrained. They say she also gave them false information about her identity. She was taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. In Laurel County, a man was taken to jail after he was accused of possessing meth. Police made the arrest on Jess Messer last night on Kentucky 552. It started when police conducted a traffic stop as the vehicle Messer was driving had committed a registration violation. Police discovered Messer had no operator's license. When a canine was deployed to search the vehicle, what police suspected was meth was found. Messer was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. Police arrested a Harlan County man who say he assaulted and strangled his girlfriend. The incident happened on December 27th when Kentucky State Police responded to a domestic incident at 759 Yoakum Creek Road in the Everts area. The victim told trooper Dylan Cupp had struck her multiple times in the face. She told police Cupp had got upset because he believed she was cheating on him. He was taken to the Harlan County Detention Center. The case was waived to a grand jury. The weather was fantastic today for many in the mountains. I know it was sunny here in Hazard and even got into the 60s at one point. Can we expect that to continue for the rest of the week? WYMT's First Alert meteorologist Eric Dean joins us.
Short answer is yes. The only caveat to that is there's a price to pay somewhere in that forecast, and that will be Thursday night going into Friday and then Saturday. Highs today, look at this. Upper 50s and low 60s, mid 60s near Somerset, as well as Monticello. Right now, temperatures not bad at all. We're sitting at 55, the double Nichols and Hazard, as well as Jackson, 48 in London, 55 in Somerset, 46 in Monticello as well as Grundy. If you have plans over the next several hours, we'll stay mainly clear. By 1 a.m., we'll see temperatures around 44, 41. by the time 7 a.m. rolls around. Let's talk about Friday real quick. There is a marginal risk for severe weather, or level 1 out of 5 for the extreme southwestern portion of the WYMT viewing area, as well as the central and western portion of the Commonwealth. You go south and west of Nashville, there's a slight risk for severe weather, or a level 2 out of 5. Now, when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 30s and 40s will greet you. Will stay partly cloudy to mostly clear. Clouds will thicken as we go throughout the day on Thursday, and we'll make a run again for the mid to upper 60s. Forecast high 67 in Hazard, 66 in Jackson, 68 in Manchester. We'll talk about the weekend and how Mother Nature is throwing us a little bit of everything coming up in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. McKinley.
All right, Eric, thank you. Going on right now, Governor Andy Beshear is delivering his annual State of the Commonwealth address. That is taking place at the Thomas D. Clark Center for Kentucky History in Frankfort. He's expected to deliver the biennial budget address as well as education initiatives. Today, Daniel Cameron officially filed to run for Mitch McConnell's position. McConnell announced he plans to retire at the end of 2026. Cameron was the state's AG from 2019 to 2024. He was also the Republican nominee in the 2023 Kentucky gubernatorial election, losing to Democratic incumbent Andy Beshear. Cameron says he plans to visit all 120 counties in Kentucky to campaign. One of the topics he is pushing is for the country to secure the southern border.
We need to make sure that regardless of who is in the White House, that we secure that southern border, because securing that southern border means poison doesn't make its way into Kentucky and harms our people.
Cameron faces competition in the Republican primary from U.S. Representative Andy Barr and businessman Nate Morris, among others. Yesterday, Democrat Amy McGrath officially filed to run for the U.S. Senate, making her second attempt at the seat. Other notable names on the Democratic side are Charles Booker and Pamela Stevenson. Earlier today, prosecutors dropped the fetal homicide charge against a Wolfe County woman who was arrested after police say she aborted her baby. The prosecutor dismissed that charge, citing a state statute that does not allow pregnant women to be charged with fetal homicide. Madison Carmouche talked to another Commonwealth's attorney and Lexington attorneys about the intention behind a fetal homicide charge.
I am not aware of any law in Kentucky that would criminalize the acts of a pregnant woman to terminate her pregnancy.
Kenton County Commonwealth's attorney Rob Sanders is not connected to the Wolfe County indictments against 35-year-old Melinda Spencer, but he says the initial fetal homicide charge did not apply because according to Kentucky law, Spencer is exempt as the woman who was pregnant, and so are medical providers.
If the legislature wants women that terminate their pregnancies to be prosecuted, they need to amend the law.
This is why Wolfe County Commonwealth's attorney Miranda King dismissed the fetal homicide indictment against Spencer. She says she is a pro-life prosecutor, but is sworn to defend Kentucky state law.
Say the mother of the child was shot and then happened to lose her child in that process, but she did not die. I think that's what this was really trying to target.
Lexington attorney Sarah Langer says the fetal homicide charge is in place to make sure if someone kills a pregnant woman's child, they can be charged for that death.
If the people of the Commonwealth want this to be prosecuted, then call your legislator. Elect people that align with your values and get people in office that will create a law to prosecute this.
Shelby Adams is a trial attorney in Lexington. She says because there is no law to prosecute abortions, Kentuckians should not fault the Commonwealth's attorney for her decision to dismiss the fetal homicide indictment.
I think the Commonwealth attorney down there, what she said was, again, like I will enforce the law when it's applicable, but it's not here. And I really respect the decision she made to dismiss something that is so politicized and not to create a witch hunt out of it.
Commonwealth's attorney King says the indictments against Spencer on charges of concealing the birth of an infant, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with physical evidence still stand. Madison Carmouche, WKYT.
A state representative filed 2 bills to expand abortion access in Kentucky. Democrat Lindsey Burks introduced the bill yesterday. One aims to amend the current law by changing what health departments and family resource centers can do. Her other bill would protect providers who encourage patients to go out of state for abortions. Dense fog caused major issues in Pulaski County this morning, leading to a major pileup. Ben Bettas was in the county today to find out more about this major accident.
This morning, Pulaski County officials had to respond to a massive chain reaction crash that involved at least 16 cars. It happened near where I'm located now at Kentucky 1247 and Cooper Power Plant Road. They say dense fog is to blame.
They come up on the accident so quick there was no time to react. You probably only had a reaction time of maybe less than a second with how dense the fog was.
At around 8 a.m. this morning, a car slammed into the back of a dump truck, which then caused several more cars to pile up behind the collision, as extremely low visibility caused big issues in the Burnside area.
Just a slew of vehicles, front end, rear end type collisions, front to back, with multiple injuries and multiple vehicles involved.
Douglas says 3 people were seriously injured. One of those people was suggested to be airlifted but couldn't due to the dense fog. The accident happened on a major roadway with a high speed limit.
It 4-lane highway, high speed limit of 55 miles an hour. Of course, in dense fog, you do not need to be running 55 miles an hour. Speed was a factor in some of these collisions. They was definitely traveling too fast for the road conditions.
Douglas says this area often has issues with car accidents. There are many areas where vehicles can pull on the highway directly from a side road.
That area roadway has had multiple collisions. It's very rare we have this many vehicles involved, but we have had multiple collisions on that roadway and have had multiple collisions in that area due to the dense fog, since that is a low-lying area as well.
In Pulaski County, I'm Ben Beddoes, WKYT.
Douglas says Kentucky State Police are currently investigating all the details on the crash. There were no deaths.
All right, in the world of weather, and seasonally warm weather will continue. Shower and storms will creep up closer on the 10-day end. Much cooler airs in the forecast on Sunday. Details coming up.